welcome back to Ella Pastoral. And if this is your first time ever seeing my face, I typically make commentary content about my favorite books, movies, and TV shows. And I've been checking my analytics recently, and a lot of you guys really like my manhwa content. So I decided to come back on my channel and make a part 2 to the video I did with my first manhwa recommendations. And today I have 12 manhwas that I really want to tell you guys about. So if you guys are interested in that, keep on watching. So the first recommendation I have for you guys is a Chinese manhwa. I have no idea what the difference between this word and this word is in terms of pronunciation, but this one is called Cheating Men Must Die, and this one is a very, very good one if you're into villainesses. I've kind of become the villainous girl on TikTok, and this one is a manhwa that me and my followers really like. And so the basic plot summary is that there's a girl, her name is Su Lu Jia. I'm gonna put a picture of her right here. She's my bae for real, and she is I don't know what she is. She is like a agency worker, and her job is to go into different novels and practically help the female leads or the male leads get vengeance. So she goes into a plethora of different novels in order to enact revenge for the person who feels wrong. One of my favorite stories from this manhwa is the one where it was like a vampire one, and the female lead has a vampire fiance who betrays her for a human, and she like practically prays like, if anybody can help me give revenge, I'm willing to do anything. And this triggers like the transmigration events where Su Lu Jia will hear this and she'll hop in the novel in order to help the female lead or even sometimes the male lead get justice. And this one is so good because this one focuses on revenge. Like the entire series is about getting revenge, and it's just so good. The next one I have for you guys is called Roxanne. This one is a favorite amongst the villainous community because we love to see women who are career-minded, goal-oriented, and this is my good sis Roxanne. I'm pretty sure this is like a is it a transmigration one? I'm pretty sure like the main character in this got put into a book, and the book's title was originally called like, who knows what it was called. It was something, who knows? I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't remember what the original book was called. But Roxanne practically knows that in the novel, she and her family eventually have to get unalived. You got to be very sensitive with these YouTube guidelines, and she knows that if she and her family continue on their path to kill the main lead, that their family is going to end up being devastated and like wiped off the face of the planet. So she's doing everything in her power to like save the male lead, and that's why the alternative name of this manhwa is called How to Save the Female Lead's Older Brother. And this is really good. Like there's light hints of romance, but it's mostly revenge story because Roxanne's dad is an awful man. So we get to see how she takes him down, and I really like it. The next one I have for you guys is called For My Abandoned Love, and I think the Tappy Tunes name is called For My Derelict Love. This one is so good. I love it. This manhwa has to do with the fact that the male lead was actually a second male lead, and he is literally so devastated that the love of his life chose his best friend, the prince. But that's not what sends him into a depressive episode. What sends him into a depressive episode is when the female lead abandons him after he literally like unalived the Duke's family. So in the original novel, the Duke family was trying to hurt the priestess, which is the female lead, and the crown prince, and the second male lead literally gets rid of the Duke's family, and the female lead, instead of being grateful, is like, how could you do this? Murder is never okay. And everybody's looking like, if murder is never okay, then why are you still reaping the benefits of having the Duke's family, you know, gone? And in the actual novel, For My Derelict Love, the female lead is like, you guys practically caused my bae, the second male lead, to go into a depressive episode and try to unalive himself. So she hops into the novel to practically help him get justice because the female lead and the male lead did the second male lead so bad. And I really love this because it's practically like a fangirl getting to interact with her bias, and I really like it. The next one I have for you guys is called Shi Jin. This is also a Chinese manhwa, and I really like this because this one has like a million chapters. It's also a very good revenge story that has to do with reliving your first life. I really like this one because it practically has the female lead going through little mini arcs in order to get revenge on everyone who did her dirty in the first life. And the romance is really good too, and the female lead is really smart. And I also really enjoy the art style. So if you guys are looking for like a thick a thick series to binge, this is the one to binge. The next one I have is The Baroness Goes on Strike. This manhwa is also a manhwa where the female lead gets to relive her first life. And practically she says that in her second life, she and her husband are gonna have a better relationship. Because in the first life, their relationship was filled with nothing but terrible, terrible miscommunications. So she's saying that she's gonna put her foot down, and she eventually finds out that she thought her husband was so cold and so unfeeling, but the gag is that he just didn't feel like he was worthy of her, and he has a lot of insecurity issues. So this manhwa has to deal with finding love within yourself, I guess, and also finding a way to live your life better. I don't know, I really like it. The communication between the male lead and the female lead gets way better, and I just feel like it's such an adorable relationship. The next one I have to recommend is called The Duchess in the Glass House, and this one is really, really sad. I feel like it's a hurts comfort type manhwa. The male lead is garbage, low-key. Practically in the first life, the Duchess or whatever is seen as cursed. So her dad, the Duke, literally wants her to have a terrible life. And the male lead is told by the Duke that you have to make my daughter live a terrible life if you want to marry her. And he literally lets her live a terrible life, and she dies a tragic death. Their son literally is one of the most powerful mages in history, and he literally unalives himself in order to let his mom live a better life. And we can see both the POV of the Duchess and the Duke, and we can see that he tried his best to give her a good life in the first life, but due to the fact that they had such bad communication, she ended up dying in a tragic way. What I like about the Duchess in the Glass House is that she knows that the male lead is grimy, because if he really wanted to be a good husband to her, he should have stood up for her, and she doesn't forgive him. She literally eventually, was a spoiler. Just know that this female lead is about it. She stands up for herself, and she doesn't take nobody's ish, not even from her good-for-nothing dad. So if you're looking for a strong female lead, this is the manhwa to read. The next one I have for you guys is actually I Was the Real One. This one is, I feel like, a spiritual successor to Who Made Me a Princess. If you guys look at the screen right now, you can see that the art styles are very similar, and I have to say I really like this one because I love a good villainess. Colette is a master manipulator, and I just love to see how the female lead interacts with her. Like, I'm like, how you gonna get your lick back, sis? How you gonna get your lick back? How you gonna reply to her stealing your man? Like, I love to see it. We also don't know who the male lead is yet, so that's interesting. I think it only has like maybe like 50 chapters, but the story looks like it's gonna be good. The next one I have for you guys is called The Arch Villain's Daughter-in-Law. This one is about a girl who was sick in her first life, gets reincarnated to a novel, and she's like, yikes, I literally have like, 5 years to live before I die. I got to figure out how to not get sick and how to get better. And this one is just really good. It's very comical. The romance between the female lead and the male lead is really good. I think it's very adorable. I think we're leading towards a more in-depth story coming up, but I really enjoyed to see it. The next recommendation I have for you guys is called It's Time to Change the Genre, and this one is really good because this one is more adult focused. It has to do with the main lead's aunt taking care of him and practically trying to stabilize himself in the position of the Duke. I like this one because I can tell that there is more to the plot than what it seems. I don't want to spoil anything, but I really feel like you guys just have to check this one out. The romance between the aunt and the uncle of the male lead is cute. I see a lot of potential there, but I feel like there's more to the story than what is being led on to. So I can't wait for like the big reveal that there's more to the plot. Next manhwa I have for you guys is for all of my romance lovers, and this is called Please Marry Me Again. And practically the plot has to go where the female lead is married to the Duke, but the emperor hates him and has like this diabolical evil curse on him, and she literally has to sacrifice part of her life in order to let him go to war because that's what the emperor ordered. And she literally dies really young, and she's like, if I could live my life again, I would sacrifice my life for you. And so that literally happens. She dies, and then she's like, I gotta marry this man and try to save him so he doesn't die a tragic death. And this one is so cute because they're both so lovey-dovey towards each other, and you can tell that there's actual love and passion behind these two lovebirds, and I really love that for them. There's two manhwas that I want to recommend to you guys, and they're pretty similar, and it's called Ashtarte, and Please go into the light, or please come into the light again. And these two are very similar. These two have to do with two princesses who are treated badly by their OG families and have to find new families to love and support them. And please come into the light again, the girl dies in the first life and gets reincarnated into a new family who actually loves and cares about her. And in Asharte, her OG family thinks that she is they call her a Death Star, while her twin sister is the Light Star. So they neglect her like crazy. And it's just really sad, because just because you were born with some type of like abnormality towards you, you aren't seen as a person. And this one is just really sad. And to see the fact that the reason why people mistreat her is due to the fact that this old fart called her a dark star is really depressing. But right now, around chapter 30, she's finally getting people who love and care about her, so that's exciting. So yeah, that's all of the manhwa recommendations I have for you guys. I really hope that you like this video. If you like this video, please give this video a big thumbs up. If you want to see more if you guys want to see more recommendations from me, make sure that you subscribe and make sure that you comment something like, hey, I want more manhwa recommendations, because the thing about me is I be meeting manhwas instead of doing my classwork. So if you guys want to see more from me, make sure you subscribe, and I'll definitely see you guys in the next one. Bye!